Welcome to the program Flipside. Today on the show, we will be discussing the important topic of nutrition and body image with a focus on Nigerian women. As we all know, nutrition is a vital aspect of our overall health and well-being. It's important to ensure that we consume a balanced diet that includes all the necessary nutrients our body needs to function optimally. However, in today's society, there is a growing concern about body image, especially amongst women. This is a topic that affects women of all ages, race, and backgrounds, and it is particularly prevalent in Nigeria. Many women feel pressure to conform to society's standards of beauty, which can lead to unhealthy eating habits and negative body image. We will be exploring the impact of these societal pressures on women's health, discussing the importance of good nutrition and healthy eating habits, and we'll be providing tips and advice on how to maintain a healthy body image and of course a good relationship with food, very important. So stay tuned as we delve into this important and timely topic. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. I'll be back shortly.
You've been telling yourself you want to live healthier, but you have no idea where to start. The good news is that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a private chef and personal trainer to live a healthier lifestyle. It starts with just a few little changes that you build upon day after day. Sure, there are guys named Fabrice who charge 1,000 English pounds per hour to whip your body into shape while wearing spandex. But you can also just go for a 30-minute walk every day to lower your stress, reduce the amount of cortisol being dumped into your blood, and even help you to lose weight. If you walk outside, the benefits are compounded. Experts who've gone to prestigious universities have studied the effects of being outdoors and learned it makes us happier, more cooperative, smarter, and retain our memories better. 2. You could also fork over some major cash to have a highly trained nutritionist tell you what not to eat. Or you could just make some silly simple changes, like giving up one junk food a week, while replacing it with something better, like leafy greens, vegetables, fresh fruits, nuts, seeds, sprouts, and healthy oils. If you did this every week, by the end of a single year, you would have completely transformed your diet. One of the biggest components to our overall health is mental health. We're quick to ditch the sugar if we need to squeeze into a dress for a special event. But how much do we take our daily happiness into account? What if you could feel like $1 million every day by simply altering neurochemicals in your brain? It's not hard to do this. Simply increase foods and lifestyle choices that create natural happiness hormones like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. That means you can eat dark chocolate, laugh as often as possible, and add probiotics to your gut to feel like every day is a good day. It's about time you got down to change your lifestyle.
Welcome back. Of course, the program is Flipside, and Daisy Leo Asikidi, your host, and we're focusing on nutrition and body image, especially amongst Nigerian women. I have certified dental nurse who is also a healthy living consultant with me in the studio. Her name is Susan Akbomera. She's looking so gorgeous.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think I'll gladly consult with you with the way you're looking so fine like this. All right.
Thank you.
Susan, welcome.
Thank
You're a Nigerian woman, you're a mom, you're a professional, you combine all of these together. Well, we're just going to run into this as quickly as we can. So what's the relationship between nutrition and a healthy body image?
Okay, over time, I think this is one aspect that I see a lot of women struggle with, because of societal pressure. People expect that, okay, women should have, good figure. If you are not slim with that curvy back and all that, they feel you're not healthy. But on the flip side, it's actually the opposite, okay? And a lot of women are actually under pressure because of this. Now, there is a connection between a healthy diet and a good body image. because food has a very vital and important role it plays in how a woman will look. Now, this is so important because your diet can influence your shape, your size, most importantly, your health. So beyond just having, the whole curvy body and looking good, you have to also look into what exactly am I eating that is affecting how I look. Because people don't, they want to go under the knife. Because going under the knife, taking all the teas or the supplements and all of that, it's just an aspect. But it doesn't fix the fact that if you don't, fix how you eat, it would also mean that you're going to gain whatever it is that you have lost back. So if you don't eat healthy, it's like you're doing what we call palliative treatment. You're just trying to, clean the surface. You are not going deep into what exactly you need to fix. So if you eat well, you will be healthy in your body. If you eat well, you will see the difference in how you look. And also, it gives you a sense of confidence when you are eating well. When you don't eat well, it affects how you see yourself because you begin to gain weight, in an uncontrolled manner. So all of these things can come together and create real serious issues.
Interesting. All right, now, with a lot of women going under the knife, getting surgeries done, especially in Nigeria now, these surgeries I heard they could be as cheap as ₦1 million. So if you have 1M, you can have your waist done, you can have your tummy done, and if you have up to 3 million, you can even have your bum done and your boobs lifted and all that. So women are really patronizing plastic surgery because of this. Well, you said a whole lot about food, eating right. How can we maintain a good relationship with food? Because beyond even gaining weight, there's even the weight loss thing. You can even lose weight to a point where people see and say, you look sick. Are you sick? Are you okay? And it could even be very horrible. So how do we build that healthy relationship with food?
Okay, so now I like the fact that you brought in weight loss because sometimes we put it on the aspect of, okay, I want to look good. Now, a lot of people do weight loss in a very scary manner. There's a way you do weight loss that you become really sick. You're not just even looking sick, you become really sick. They go really drastic. People start eating things like 1 carrot, 1 cucumber, and that's all for the day. 1 boiled egg. The next day they are eating maybe 1 slice of plantain and maybe they begin to eat in a very scanty and, very minimal way. And before you know, in 2 weeks they have lost like 30 kg. It looks nice. But it's sickly. It's sickly because you're going to not just lose weight, you also lose body mass, you lose body muscle. So if you don't have a good, rapport with food, you won't just lose weight, you're going to be very sickly. So how do you eat? What do you eat? What are you trying to achieve? Like I tell people, weight loss for me is a lifelong journey. It's no longer what I'm trying to do in 2 months. I want to lose. Of course, I have such goals, but right now for me, I want to have a healthy, rapport and connection with food. I want to eat right. I want to eat healthy. Because even with or without food, there'll be times as a woman you will be bloated. Thanks to hormonal imbalance, your periods, pregnancy, ovulation, all of that. So those factors are already there. So there are times even when you are eating right, it looks like you are gaining weight. You are hardening, you're bloated, your hormones are not working together. That's why food is so important. Food is not just food. And I think we need to get that really seriously. Food is not just food. Food can impact your hormonal function. Food can impact how, your bone mass, your health, your sleep patterns. Food can impact how you are able to cope with stress because there are persons who use food as a coping mechanism to deal with stress. That in itself is there. People have some very, very unhealthy rapport with food, and if not fixed, beyond just weight gain, beyond just weight loss, you become really sick. You won't sleep well because you are not eating well. You won't be able to deal with stress properly because you are not eating well. You won't be able to also deal with yourself. People wake up in the morning, they are already exhausted. You've not done anything, they are already exhausted because of the things that they eat. So you want to look into, okay, I want to eat right. I want to eat vegetables. I want to, increase my fruit intake. I want to increase how much I drink water. These are healthy, rapport or relationship with food. You're eating your vegetables, you're eating your whole grains, you're having good protein, intake, you're having good vitamins, you're taking vitamins in the way it should be, your minerals. So in fact, all the 6 classes of food is complete. You are eating them in the right proportion. That is how you have a good, rapport or connection with food. You are eating all these things in the right proportion. Mm-hmm. If you eat less, it will affect your body. If you eat more, it will affect your body.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. This makes me remember my brother. Recently, he went on a trip and he called and said he just realized, I think it was like a seminar abroad, and they had a buffet, and a lot of black people were there, and they were going to get food. That you could see them heaping their plates like, we don't see this every day. Pack up, And by after that's lunch, they had dinner. It was also a buffet. So the one you had heaped in the morning, what now happens to it? So we really need to understand how to eat well, even especially in public, even at home, anywhere. But then again, he jokingly said in Nigeria we eat rice and meat, or rice and fish, but abroad they eat meat and rice, or fish and rice. I'm like, which one should be rice and fish and rice? It's a different still. When you're eating rice and meat, you eat rice and meat. But if you're eating meat and rice, you eat rice and meat, or meat and rice. So it's funny, but I learned something from there. But let's talk a little bit about exercise. Every time I bring someone up to talk about looking good, maintaining a good body weight and all that, they still talk about exercise. In the course of my research, I read an article that said if you want to build muscles, you need to eat more carbs than protein. Then you convert, the carbs are going to turn into fat, and eventually you build more muscles. And then I read somewhere else that no, you need more protein than carbs. I'm like, okay, which one I won't follow? So how do you balance the nutrition, the food, and the workouts to have a good body image, so that you're not overdoing the exercises? As women, we might want to have muscles, but we don't want it to be too bulky and just makes us not to be as feminine. So what food goes with what? You want to lose weight, is it protein, is it more carbs, is it 30 minutes exercise, is it 1 hour? How do we balance all of this?
Okay, so for having I'll call it maintaining healthy weight, okay? There's a place for workouts and there's a place for diets. Now, we usually say your diet makes up 80% of your weight loss, or in healthy living. So exercise is like 20%. So, but what most people do, they live in the gym and eat badly. So at the end of the day, you work out, spend so much time on the treadmill, you're lifting weights and all of that. Then you go home, just after your workout, you're consuming what we call soft drinks. You are eating chocolate. So at the end of the day, it's like you're going to go and waste your time. So there has to be a healthy connection between the things that you eat. So for diet, you need proteins. You need a balance of proteins. And people say, I don't eat carbs. So you need, every class of food is important. You need the carbs, you need the proteins, and it includes, your carbs includes your rice, your pasta, your bread. You just need to what we call portion control. Then for proteins, you need, people have argued over time, is beans really protein or is carb? It's both a carbohydrate and a protein diet. Oh. Yes. So you still want to eat that moderately, You also want to talk about, taking milk, your eggs, your chicken. I know in Nigeria, funny enough, I don't know why it's like that, we eat chicken only during festive period.
It's expensive. It's a special meat.
As in special. Turkey is even the oh my God. And it should not be like that actually, because we're supposed to consume a lot of white meat, which turkey and chicken is. Lots of white meat. And that's why if you notice, if you watch their videos abroad, you realize they eat lots of chicken and fish. If you're going to live very healthy, take this from me, eat lots of fish. Lots of fish and less of red meat. Like, your goat meat. Of course, goat meat is healthy, but less of it compared to how much you eat fish. Then less of your, beef, your pork and all of that. So when we say eat meat and rice. It's because like you said, Nigeria here, we like to heap food. If we don't eat 5 wraps of food, we're not okay. Why? Once the thing is looking like it's almost bigger and taller than us, we don't feel like we have eaten. But over there, you see them eat lots of vegetables. You see the big piece of chicken and small rice. Then you see the small spag. Sometimes we feel like, but I won't be satisfied. It's because you have not taught yourself how to eat healthy. When I started my weight loss journey, one of the things I had to learn to do is to teach my stomach how to be okay with what I give to it. It's a process. Sometimes, we feel like, I won't be satisfied. You will be satisfied. Of course, you'll be hungry because you're just starting out. When you get used to it, that little portion is enough. You tell people, let your veggies be a lot. Put it in your stew. Put it in your soup. You can eat it as a meal. Eat salads. I don't know. I can say we eat salads only when we have a ceremony. When we have maybe birthday parties or weddings. Eat salads in your home. It could be salad and fish for breakfast. It could be salad and chicken for dinner. This is how to eat healthy. Then for workout, we really advise that, as little as 30 minutes of walking daily is the workout. So sometimes just drop your car and walk to the office. Sometimes after work, drop your car in the office and just take a walk. Sometimes, weekends or in the morning, you could go for jogging. You can jog for like 20. All those little exercises is enough for your body, especially if you are someone who walk in a place that requires you to move around. So create time for those workouts. It could be skipping. It could be just 10 minutes or 20 minutes of skipping daily. Of course, we usually advise for workouts, if you are not trying to lose weight, 3 to 4 times a week is enough and you're good. But the key thing is create time for these exercises. Don't say because you are stressed. Stress and workouts are 2 different things. Stress can mess up your hormones. Workouts can help to balance it. So create time for it. But at the same time, don't give workouts so much attention over good eating habits. Food would always be the key factor in weight loss and in good body image.
Interesting. All right. We're just going to go on a quick break on this. We've learned a whole lot so far. Ladies, we're focusing on women especially. We are the ones who even suffer the most with these hormonal changes. We get pregnant, we have babies. When you're done breastfeeding is another matter entirely. We'll get to that. We're also more conscious about the whole beauty thing. I'm not saying that some men are not conscious, but we have more women who are bothered about how they look. And we have questions that will be answered after this break on the show. When we return, of course, we'll be answering questions about diet and healthy looking skin. We don't want to age. We want to stay young forever 16 or sweet 16 like they say. We'll be right back.
From the minute we're born, we're aging. Constant exposure to our environment, the things we eat, and stresses from both inside and outside our bodies all cause us to age over time. Aging is highly complex, but scientists are starting to understand what happens at the cellular and molecular levels. For example, healthy cells are damaged over time when our immune systems shift from reacting to short-term problems like injuries and infections to gradually producing chronic inflammation throughout the body. Time also gradually shortens the telomeres that act as protective caps for our DNA-containing chromosomes. These and other changes make our bodies less and less able to deal with stresses from inside and outside of our body. So when damage reaches a critical level, our cells, tissues, and organs may no longer perform normally, and our health starts to decline. The changes associated with aging start to happen on some level at day 1. We begin to experience their effects early in life. For example, we lose the ability to hear certain high-frequency sounds as teenagers. Our cognition and memory slowly decline after they peak in our mid-20s. The strength of our bones starts to decrease in our 30s. Female fertility sharply declines after 35. Age-related nearsightedness begins in our mid-40s. And our hair starts to gray and thin as early as our 30s and 40s. After the age of 50, the changes of aging become increasingly noticeable. And because aging is the biggest risk factor for most of the diseases that affect us as adults, the older we get, the higher our risk of chronic disease becomes. While scientists have not yet found a way to stop these processes of aging, they are learning more and more about how to maintain health throughout our lives. Some aspects of aging are out of our control, like our genetics and our family history, but we can educate ourselves about moderate risk factors and do our best to reduce them through healthy lifestyle and diet choices. Most of us can be healthy and active well into our later years if we take care of ourselves. It's no surprise that regular physical activity can help maintain a healthy weight, improve moods and sleep habits, and boost overall health. And it's clear that a well-balanced diet full of nutritious foods is critical to good health. But when it comes to understanding which foods are the best choices, much nutrition research has focused on how certain foods or nutrients may have a negative effect on health or even play a role in disease development. More recently, scientists have begun to explore and understand how nutrition may play a role in promoting healthy aging throughout all of life's stages. We are rapidly learning about what foods and nutrients should be emphasized in our diets and how they can enhance our health. Diets full of fruits and veggies, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and lean meats have proven health benefits like lowering blood pressure, improving glucose control in diabetes, weight loss, improving arthritis, and reducing the risk of cancer and cardiovascular events, to name a few. And we are learning more about the specific nutrients that can impact health. For example, plant pigments found in bright orange and red fruits and vegetables may prevent and slow the progression of eye diseases. Calcium helps to keep bones strong. B vitamins play a role in maintaining brain health. And flavonoids from many plants may improve the health of our cardiovascular systems. The bottom line is that you have the power to maintain and improve your health, add vitality to your years, and reduce your risk of disease. And it's never too late to make a change.
All right, of course, we're talking. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again. For those who just tuned in, you're watching the program Flip Side, the other side of the news. And for those who've been with us from starts, you're enjoying yourself, I'm sure, and you're learning a lot. Get your notepads and your paper, your bires, or should I just say get your writing materials and start jotting down very important points. But not to worry if you don't have writing materials with you and you're missing out on any part of the show. We're still going to eventually upload it on YouTube so you can catch up and watch. My name is Daisy Leah Sikidi, your host, and I have Susan Akpomera in the studio. She's a dental nurse and a healthy living consultant, and we've been talking about nutrition and body image for women, especially for us in Nigeria, because we want to look good. Now, before the break, I promised that we'll talk about our skin. Your black is beautiful.
Thank you.
And people who are dark skinned, we just feel they have no reason to stress. They don't need to bother about what lotion or what cream they are using. They're always just glowing. But I've seen some black that I look at myself and say, thank God I'm not black. So, seriously. And I've also seen some fair people and I'm like, God, may I not get to this point of discoloration. But what kind of food can we have that will help us maintain a good skin and also prevent aging? Because women don't want to go old, and that's why they do a lot of things. You get to a point where you start having Botox injected so you don't have a wrinkle on your forehead or the eye. You're doing everything. I even heard now that they said Kim Kardashian is undergoing a special treatment. You know, she does a lot of surgeries where they give her an injection through her navel that for as long as a whole month, she doesn't get hungry. Yes, it's insane, right? But people are already looking for those injections, and people are already taking some sort of injections in Nigeria to either look younger or to have a finer skin. So, is there any way we can achieve this ageless beauty and graceful skin without necessarily doing anything chemical related?
Okay. The interesting part of it is the fact that no matter how much you want to do all of these things, you'll see age. You know that.
Hey. Bad news and good news for some.
Oh my God, it's the truth. Whether or not you want to pump yourself with all manner of injections and all that, you'll see age. But the key thing is ensuring that you don't age wrongly. You don't age in a very weird manner. Now, all of these injections here and there, chemicals and all of that, have really adverse effects. And the thing is, in the long run, when you are 40, when you are 50, when you are 60 and all of that. So you want to take care of yourself. Now, healthy eating has a way that affects your skin. When you eat well, it will show. It will show in your skin. It will show in how you look. Glowing skin and not eating properly would also show. You understand? So you want to invest. One of the things I will always tell people, invest in fruits. If you want to have a very good skin, eat fruits like carrots. Eat fruits like pawpaw. Eat fruits like, avocados. Eat watermelon, eat apples. These fruits have its effect on your skin. Fruits would always do the magic. Eat them in smoothies. Eat them as your lunch. Have them as your bites. This fruit would help. Then secondly, one of the issues we have, especially in this country, is that we consume soft drinks than we drink water. And these sugars go into our bodies and begin to attack our body system, including our skin. When you consume, that's why if you notice, these people who are very skin conscious have dietitians that work with them. And they'll tell you, you cannot consume soda anyhow. They are very strict with their diet, especially with refined sugar. So if you're going to have a glowing skin, you need to cut down on your sugar intake. It may be hard, but it is the truth. You have to. Especially for refined sugars in your wines, in your soft drinks and the likes. Drink a lot of water. A healthy skin is a well-hydrated skin. So every day you want to consume 2 to 3 liters.
What?
Yes, 2 to 3 liters.
Did you say 3 liters?
Yes.
Like that bottle we used to buy granola oil, liters? Wow,
So
that's
it's
a lot.
like, this 150 cl bottle, you're consuming 2 daily. So if you're using sachet, we'll tell you consume like 6. Yes, of that every day. You see how he screams? It's how a lot of people are screaming to right now if you're watching this. Like,
Okay,
how to...
but this inclusive of when we eat, plus
When
the
you
one we're
eat,
eating,
yes,
just all
and
around.
all around in a
I
whole
don't
day.
like water.
So that's like in a day, or they tell you like take to like 8 to 10 glasses or 12. If you're breastfeeding, for example, you have to take more than that and all that. So you need to consume a lot of water. It helps to make your skin, fluffy, clean, cleans out toxins and all of that. So water is the secret regiment behind a glowing skin. So I tell my clients, I tell them every morning, ensure you take a glass of water. It helps to set the tone of your water intake every day. Now, I said fruit, I said water, then vegetables, your spinach, your kale, your broccoli, add them to cabbage. You don't have to wait till Christmas period to eat cabbage. On your own, just slice at home and eat salads. Beautiful stuff. You look good. Really, really good. Then eat fish. People don't like fish. I noticed it. A lot of people don't really fancy fish like that. But see, fish has that secret ingredient for your skin. Eat fish. I didn't say fried fish. I said fish. It could be boiled, it could be stewed, it could be grilled, it could be air fried, but just eat a lot of fish. Fish like salmon, they're very good for your skin. So eat good food. But if you do if any avocados, pawpaw and all of that, you will see your skin change. Yeah.
Wahala for fish. Sure. Girl. Fishes are now even becoming expensive. Now you mentioned salmon. Is that even a Nigerian fish? Like, can we get this one from a local market here? Or we have to go to a special place to buy this? Which one is salmon again?
Okay.
Sese and Scubian.
It's Scubian.
Okay, because these are the way we know is Scubians. They say catfish, smoked fish, river fish, and all of that.
Coming down.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you talked about spinach, I remember when there was a time I tried the diet, the keto diet, but I couldn't sustain it. I gave up. Like, I was not eating the things I loved, and I just knew this is not for me. I beg. Now fat, I not keep person. Let me rest. And spinach was one of those vegetables they tell you to buy. I couldn't get it from the regular market, so I have to go to vegetable markets to buy this particular vegetable. It's really nice. I like it. You can make stews with it. You can just make a lot of things from it. I like it, and it's cheap. That's the only cheap one of all. Broccoli wasn't cheap at all.
It wasn't.
Or that's something. And I don't think I even like it. But there are people who love it. Like, cauliflower, so many things.
Ah.
Anyway, now, as we as we get older as women, we deal more with our weight issues, weight fluctuation issues. For women because as you're getting older, the chances you would have had children. So after you have children, it becomes a bit more dicey on how you can get back your pre-body weight. Some women, 2 months after they've given birth, without doing anything, they just get back to their shape. But for some others, it's almost as if they let themselves go. It's not like they did, but it just becomes really, really difficult. So as we get older, chances are a woman will get bigger. I've seen our mothers, our grandmas, and some will lose extremely. Maybe they are sick or something. But how can we maintain weight as we're getting older? How can we control our weight and maintain the weight so that it's not like we're increasing or we're reducing and it's now scary?
Okay, I think for women, it's a lot dicey. It's dicey because sometimes you're not even doing anything. You just gain weight. And our hormones can fluctuate and all of that. And the thing is, as women get older, one of the things that usually happen, they begin to lose body mass. They begin to lose body muscles and all of that. It gets weaker. It's more for women than men. Okay, so you can see a man still retaining his bone strength. For a woman, it looks like she's looking so soft and all of that. And that in itself is one of the reasons why it looks like as women get older, it looks like they are adding weight and all that. But one thing I realized from the little research I did is that how you live as a young woman can influence your old age.
Really?
Yes. Your practice as a young woman can influence how you will look in your old age. For example, a lady at 25, she's young, bubbly and all of that, can say, I'm fine, I'm okay. She consumes lots of soda. I did a post on my Facebook, it was 2 days ago, and we were like, what? So in a bottle of soft drink, I don't want to call any brand, sometimes you can have up to 17 cubes of sugar, 14 cubes of sugar. In fact, some energy drinks have up to like 20-something, 24, 25 cubes of sugar in one bottle.
Wow.
And now you consume 2 bottles in a day. That sometimes you're consuming up to like 30 cubes. In a regular tea, or maybe we're taking Gary, we can't even take more than 3 or 4.
No,
I mean, on the high end.
At all.
Thank you.
But I can
now,
take so
but now you are taking up to 17, 20 in a day. Now you do that like 5 times a week.
Jeez.
That is like, so let's assume on an average you take like 15 cubes of sugar in a day. Let's not say you took like 2, let's say 1 bottle. And you do that for like 5 days. 15 times 5 is like 75 bottles, cubes in 1 week. And you do that every week for 1 month. Now calculate how much that is for 1 year. And tell me how that will not influence you at your old age. So most people before they are 45 as women become diabetic because of the accumulation of sugar over time. So at the end of the day, you didn't do anything. So at 50, you are now conscious. You are now trying to be, careful. But already you were accumulating a lot of things. And this is soft drink. That's not chocolate. That's not biscuits. That's not the fact that you are consuming. People will cook stew. If the oil is not dancing and it's stew, this is where the oil, this is where the stew is. I mean, they drink oil, they bathe oil, they sip oil. It's every.
Ministers of petroleum.
Minister of oil and gas. You take so much of that. Now that's outside the fact that you are not sleeping properly. You have sleep issues. You are managing stress from family, from work, and many other factors. Now all of this will now build for like 25 years, for 30 years. And at 55, this woman slumps one day. We don't know what killed her. Her blood pressure was already over the roof. Her sugar level is already over the roof. She didn't know. But over time, it was just building up. She was just thinking she's enjoying life. Yeah. And then she was eating anything, anywhere, anyhow. And then it builds up to that point where it looks like her body can't take it any longer. So at the end of the day, as you begin to age, sometimes they become very careful as they grow old. But something has gone wrong over the years. And I've seen that play out a lot of times. So you watching this video right now, that you're in your 20s, your 30s, as much as you want to enjoy your life, please enjoy cautiously, because you want to grow old and you don't want to get old in a very bad manner. For example, our mothers, for example, our grandmothers in their lives, you see them at 50, at 70, at 80, they still go to the farm.
Yeah.
They are very agile, they are very active, they are very strong. But right now, some women at 40 can't walk more than 5 minutes. You know, there's something about their lifestyle that was so good that a lot of us don't imbibe today. And that's why it looks like they lived longer and stronger. For us today, processed food, processed everything, canned this, canned that, canned this, canned that, processed, everything is packaged, everything is canned, and we keep gulping, and we keep eating, and then we're not aging gracefully, we are aging wrongly. And then what happens to us at 50, at 60, at 70, and the likes. So you see, it's a lot of things.
Wahala. It's really scary that what we do now can affect us. So just the way motivational speakers come to tell you that decisions you make in your youth, if you make good financial decisions in your old age, you will not be carrying your files looking for a job. Your income will still, passive income will be bringing in money without you doing so much. That's how food is. I mean, you have to even be alive to enjoy the money to start with.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about pregnancy and breastfeeding mothers. What tips would you give to them so that maybe after they're done breastfeeding or they're done having the babies, they'll still be okay? Not to forget, thank God you're a mom, so you know what I'm talking about. Not to forget that we have cravings sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember when I was having my first baby, towards the beginning, I really had, first 2 months, I could only eat one food, just one, and that was eba. Before then, prior to my pregnancy, I don't eat eba. If I see it, I'm like, why do people eat this thing? But I could only eat eba for 2 months, every day, the same thing, eba and bitter leaf soup. Yeah, but towards the end, like every month seemed like something new.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I had a craving for one particular soda. I didn't used to take it before, but if I never take am, my body know they do okay. And I took it, it affected the size of my baby. My baby was quite huge. I had a true normal delivery. I'm a strong woman. I was just favored. Yeah. But I took that thing for 1 month consistently every day. If my husband is coming home and he didn't buy it, problem. So, considering cravings as well, how can we ensure that we're still healthy during the pregnancy, during nursing, and after breastfeeding? Because breastfeeding is, I don't want to talk about breastfeeding today. It's another issue.
You know, pregnancy is, I don't know, it's like on God. You know, I remember when I was pregnant of my son, the first 4 months, I could only eat, I think it was rice and amala.
You ate rice?
Yes.
I cannot remember.
Only rice and amala. And that was like the only thing. And I couldn't eat beef. I could only eat goat meat. I couldn't eat fish. I couldn't eat turkey. I couldn't eat chicken. It was just goat meat, shaki, and pomo. After like 1 month, it changed. I think it was towards the end of the pregnancy that I started eating good food. Like I could. And now there are women who will tell you they had it all okay. From start to finish, they could eat anything. Some will tell you they couldn't eat at all from start to finish. You know, it differs with women. But the key thing is, am I eating healthy enough for myself or my child? I think that is what is so important. And the issue of cravings is something that, you know, someone said something one day. I'm going to paraphrase the statement. He said, you can't crave more than what you have. So it's like a paraphrase statement. You know, cravings, it's normal in pregnancy. But at the same time, discipline is much more important in pregnancy. You cannot satisfy every craving. You cannot. In fact, we don't even advise it. You have to come to that time where you be like, I don't really have to eat it. I know it's hard. It's hard, you know. But I learned that personally from my experience, that you have to be disciplined, because way beyond just you, whatever you eat in pregnancy, your baby will consume. So it will impact not just your baby, but your delivery. So sometimes I tell pregnant women, because I coach pregnant women, I say, see, I understand they are craving this thing, but who's going to push this baby that you are eating this thing for?
You're on your own, your daddy.
Who's gonna push that child out? And then not just you, your diet can impact the growth of that child. So you consume something so much, it can either affect the child's brain development or affect the child's health. Now, not just the child, it can also affect you. We have what we call preeclampsia, pregnancy-induced hypertension. We have pregnancy-induced diabetes. Now, all of these things are there outside other complications here and there. So your diet as a nursing mom, it's for pregnant women. The pregnant woman is so important. What you eat can also affect your snapback after pregnancy. So even when yes, it does. There's the way you eat in pregnancy, you already know that it will take you 6 months to lose. And they'll tell you are eating for two.
Yeah.
It's not true. You are eating for yourself and a growing baby that cannot eat more than the little thing that enters the child. So because we are eating for two, then we eat 15 times a day. We are begging here. Somebody's eating, say you're out. Somewhere can be really interesting. Now, another aspect, on the flip side, some women crave for things that are not normal. They're craving for chalk, craving for powder, they want to eat soap. If you have seen this one, they want to eat sand. They say they're craving for cement. If you are that pregnant woman watching this video, please go and see a doctor. It's called pica. It means that you are lacking iron in your body. So it's from iron. It's not a normal thing. It's not good. Tell you that you feel like eating stool. Some people really eat these things. It's not okay. It means that you are iron deficient. So your body is now craving for what is not normal. So please, women like that need help. It's not okay. Wow. Yes. So now for nursing moms, your snapback, now people are different. Genetic can also play a role. There are people I know someone that is close to me that gave birth, and in 2 weeks, she has gone flat. It shocked me because she had a very big tummy. In 2 weeks, everything. one month postpartum, she almost, apart from the face that is swollen, the body doesn't look like she gave birth. People are like that.
Lucky.
While there are some women, 1 year after, she's still battling with the weight.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to, and that's why we always split with people, because most of the time, it's women who shame women. It's women who shame women. You gave birth, you are still the person who will shame somebody else. It's different. Some women have what we call dilated recti, like they have stomach separation during delivery. A woman like that will take more time to lose postpartum belly fat. Yes. Because she can't do your normal workout because she already has a separation. So people like that, you see them 6 months after delivery, the stomach is still budging. So some people gave birth by CS, and maybe during the CS they had a complication. So it's different.
For everyone.
It's different. So some women will tell them, see, recover first before you start any program, because if anything happens to you, the weight loss will also. So you see, it's different. That's why your diet as a pregnant woman and postpartum is so important. The things I listed before, your veggies, your whole grains and all, please cut down on soda. I would always make this plea. Please cut down on soft drinks, cut down on the wines, cut down on the extra things you are eating. It makes losing weight harder and your snapback more difficult. If you eat healthy, just trust. I think one of the things that we lack is discipline. Discipline and consistency. Just keep at it. Just continue with the good eating habits. Then another thing is, when you don't sleep, now I don't even know if you can have that right now. Apart from diet, there are other factors. If those factors are not working together, your diet will be failing. Yes, for example, you don't sleep well, your hormones will be messed up. So even if you are eating well, I've seen women tell you, I'm frustrated, I'm eating right, I'm exercising right, but the weight is not going. Your hormones are not stabilized. It could be that you are not sleeping well, you're not drinking enough water, you are not managing stress properly. So those things are scattering your whole system. So even when you are doing everything right, if they are not, so it's an interplay of a lot of factors. Yeah.
Okay. All right, of course, the program is still Flipside. For those who just joined us, you've missed a whole lot. Okay, give us some tips on how we can eat Actually, when we travel and when we visit or we go on a date, most times when women go on a date, we're not paying for the food. We use that period to cash out. You eat, you buy takeouts, you just finish the guys on because you don't know if you're going to have another date. And then it's usually around the same food. We're eating fried rice and chicken and a drink, maybe in fact the packet juice, big one. Or we're having ice cream and meat pie or one pastry or the other. So what would we ask? What should we be ordering? Not to forget that most of these fast foods aren't really offering healthy choices.
Actually.
Then sometimes when we also travel, you're going to visit people, so it's what they have you'd eat. So how can we manage all of this as women? And after that, we'll be rounding up the show. Maybe you give us a free food, the diet, free timetable for maybe Monday and evening. What's for lunch, breakfast, dinner before we go?
All right. So for, like you said, when we go on dates, a lot of time it's like food that lasts. And then because it's free, we want to eat everything wrong. So, we have like order for like 4 sodas, full pack of juice, and maybe like 7 meat pies, burger, pizza. Then I ask, who's going to eat the salads? Regardless, and that's why if you notice, so if you notice these guys abroad, with or without a date, they are very modest. I mean, you always see, can I just have coffee? Can I just have a piece of chicken? But for us, can I have 6 plates of rice? Can I? As we want to take away, we want to eat everything. The guy must not go with empty, and he must. Something will leave his life. And that's not healthy. Get salads. You eat to live another day. Actually, eat salads. Then also one thing I learned, and I'm still learning to do. I use the word learning because we're all on this journey together. So it doesn't look like she's saying that she's no. And there are times I make all these mistakes too. So what I do most times is ensure to always get water. Even when you're trying to, on a eat out or on a date, take water. Yes, please. And well, if you ask me, fruit wines are still okay. Fruit wines, and also they're expensive. So if you don't have that, just take water. That should serve. Eat salads. If they have pepper soup, beautiful. If they have vegetable, you don't always have to eat rice. I think our staple food in Nigeria, most especially, is rice. Fried rice, burnt rice, orange, everything is rice. And why not, take our regular swallow. It doesn't have to be big. Take a lot of soup. In Nigeria, we eat swallow and soup. You ought to be soup and swallow. You also have more soup than the food itself. So take all of these things, and also I said take water, ask for fruit if it's available. You don't have to eat rice. There are other options. Now there's this thing that I think most have seen it out there. We call it curry sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, it's another option for stew. You don't have to have a lot of curry, but I like the fact that you have vegetables, you have carrots. So even if you don't want to eat stew, do this one. Your curry sauce, where you just, if I don't even use oil, you just boil directly. You just boil the meat, put the veggies, put your maybe corn flour, and that's all. It's still a healthy choice. So you can also eat that too. So it doesn't have to be always, you have pasta and the like. So it doesn't have to be your regular meat pies.
All right. Before we let you go, give us what we can eat for 2 days for free. I know you pay. She has a program where you pay to get your meals, and she's not prepping it for you, but she can give you the timetable. Then you go make your meals yourself. So if you want to get information on that, you would leave a comment on our page, and I'll direct you to how you can reach her, or you reach her on our social media platform, which is all on the screen right now. Well, give us this one free. We're not paying for this one.
Actually, you can even get from I have a website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a website. So it's healthydietaryfeeds.com. Feeds, not feed. Most times people they mistake it. FEATS, dietaryfeeds.com. Okay, so for breakfast, you can have oatmeal. I don't know if people don't like oatmeal in Nigeria.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So you can have oatmeal for breakfast. Then for lunch, put your swallows for lunch. So you can have a pounded yam and maybe vegetable soup. For dinner, you can have rice, or you can have fish salads, fish and salad for dinner. We would advise, take your dinner 2 hours before bedtime. Don't eat and sleep. You most likely wake up in the morning feeling bloated. Yes, so if you're going to sleep by 10, eat by 8. So eat your dinner early so that it can start the whole, the food can digest before you sleep. So the next day you can start with maybe pap and maybe akara or custard and maybe akara if that's what you have available. Or for lunch you can have maybe yam and garlic egg sauce, or you can have yam and egg, or yam and fish stew, or stir fry. That's fine. For dinner you can have rice. Maybe rice, vegetable could be veggies can be
green vegetables.
Yes, green. Have cabbage, have carrots, and all of that. Just have it there. Maybe sprinkle parsley, or maybe sprinkle ugu, if that's what you have. Or your cabbage leaves, just put that there and have your chicken or beef or goat meat. Goat meat is really preferable, regardless of the proteins. Then also, you can also have eggs. In the morning, you can have bread, toast, and omelets. Yes, that's also a good breakfast option. Egg toast, omelets, and maybe, so tea in Nigeria is usually chocolate. But you say tea, people hear Milo milk, no. Tea is actually maybe your peppermint teas, your green teas, your ginger teas, not your regular beverage. Because most time people, when they take beverage, they take 7 spoons of, chocolate and 8 spoons of milk. That's unhealthy. So just ensure that you don't skip any meal, and that's the rule. Ensure to not skip meals, except maybe you're on intermittent fasting. But if you are not, eat good breakfast. You can make your lunch a little bit heavy, but your dinner should be light.
Okay. Thank you, Suzanne, for being with us on the show today.
It's
been a delight to have her all to ourselves today to talk about all of these for free. So I'm sure we've learned a lot because women are going through so much. And for people going under the knife, I'm not one to deny or tell you do not go for surgery. If you have a problem in your body and you need surgery to get it fixed, I won't tell you not to do that. But surgeries also come with its own risks. If it can be fixed naturally, organically, why do you want to go under the knife, or why would you want to use chemicals or pills or other dietary supplements that will most likely not work? So let's maintain a good, healthy relationship with food and eat right so that we can live longer like in the days of old. These days, people hardly even live up to 100. You get to 80, you are celebrating, you try. But we could actually live longer if we eat better. All right? And that's how we're going to end today's show. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll be back again next week, that's for sure, with another topic on Flipside.